Good morning, everybody. So we're going to finish up our last lesson in chapter 10 today. We're doing problem-solving shape patterns. Okay, so we are on page 429 of your textbook. All right, so let's look at this. How can you use the strategy acted out to solve pattern problems? All right. Well, you can find patterns in fabric, pottery, rugs, and wall coverings. You can see patterns in shapes, shape, size, position, color, or number of figures. Sophia will use the pattern below to make a wallpaper border. What might be the next three figures in the pattern? Okay, so the question is, what might the next three figures in the pattern be? What do I need to find? I need to find the next three figures in the pattern. What information do I need to use? I need to use the figures of each, the shape of each figure. The shape of each figure in Sophia's pattern. And I will use pattern blocks to model the figures and act out the problem. So we notice that it goes trapezoid, triangle to start, right? Okay, and then the next shape is a trapezoid again with three triangles. Okay, so that's the pattern she's drawing. And then it repeats and it goes the single trapezoid with a single triangle followed by the trapezoid and the three triangles. So this pattern, these two, just keep repeating over and over. So it's these two, and then they repeat. So they're going to repeat again, right? All right, so describe how you acted out the problem. I used a trapezoid and a triangle to model the first figure in the pattern. I used a trapezoid and three triangles to model the second figure in the pattern. I continue to model the pattern by repeating the models of the first two figures. And so this is what it would look like. So it was this, and then this one would be after it again. Okay, so trapezoid, one triangle, trapezoid, three triangles, trapezoid, one triangle. And then after that would again be a trapezoid with three triangles. So, all right. So we modeled that pattern. All right, now figure 5. I try another problem. Draw what might be the next figure in the pattern. So I see 1, and then I see 2 rows of 2, 3 rows of 3, 4 rows of 4. Okay, so this one must be 5 rows of 5. So 5 rows of 5. What do I need to find? I need to find the fifth figure. It says find the next figure, which would be the fifth. I need to find the fifth figure. And I have to describe the pattern. And describe the pattern. what information do I need? Well, don't I need the pattern of all the circles? I need to use the arrangement of the circles in each figure. Okay, so I need to use the arrangement of the circles in each figure in this pattern. We can use counters to model the pattern. Okay, so if we think of these as counters, we can figure out what would become next. So we had 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So it makes sense that the next one would be 5. And then I noticed that the rows keep increasing by 1, 2. So that's why we finished with 5 rows of 5. So solve the problem. So we could say each figure in the pattern is a square arrangement of circles. The first figure has 1 column or 1 row and 1 column. The second figure has 2 rows and 2 columns. The third figure has 3 rows and 3 columns. The fourth figure has 4 rows and 4 columns. So the fifth figure will have 5 rows and 5 columns. Five rows and 5 columns. Use the figures to write a number pattern, then describe the numbers in the pattern. Well, this first one has 1 circle. The second one has 4, then 9, then 16, then 25. So what is the pattern? Well, it's 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, and then it would just continue like that. What might the 10th number in the pattern be? Well, if the 5th figure was 5 times 5, it would make sense that the 10th figure would be 10 times 10. So it would be 100. 10 times 10 would be 100. All right, let's look at page 431, number 1. Marisol is making a pattern with blocks. What might the missing shape be? Okay, so my first shape has 3 sides. My second shape is the one we have to find. The third shape has 5 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides. All right, so isn't each new shape adding one more equal side. So increase the number of sides from previous figure by 1. So what is this one? So 3, so it's got to be 4, right? Use the shapes to write a number pattern. Then describe the pattern in numbers. So what is the pattern? It goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so the pattern would be first term is 3, add 1. Okay. First term is 3. If I add 1 to the previous one, that's where we get those next numbers. What if the pattern continued? Write an expression to describe the number of sides the sixth shape has in Marisol's pattern. Well, if the fifth shape has 7 sides, and the rule is add 1, the sixth shape would have 8 sides. There is another pattern, though, that the number of the shape plus 2 would work. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 2 is 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. Or 6 plus 2 equals 8. Because it's the sixth shape. And there are 2 more sides than each number of the shape. 4. Sahil made a pattern using circles. The first 9 circles are shown. Describe the pattern. If Sahil continues the pattern, what might the next 3 circles be? All right, so we see a repeating pattern, right? 3 circles and the same 3 circles and the same 3 circles. So I'm going to say that that's the pattern. So how can we describe the pattern? Well, isn't it like a large circle, medium circle, small circle? And it just keeps repeating, right? Okay. 432. Lou is making a quilt that is 20 squares wide and has 24 rows. The border of the quilt is made by using each toy design equally as often. Each square can hold one design. How many of each design does she use for the border? Okay. How many of each design? She's making 20 squares wide by 24 rows. Okay, so I'm going to use another piece of paper. I'm going to draw a picture of this. So 20 squares wide. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then it says 24 rows. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, so we would have 24. This would be 20 on the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then 24 going down. 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So I didn't, it's not exact. Um, kind of way off as far as my drawing. But the point is that we have 24 rows on either side of the border. Okay, so if we have 24 rows, this one, this one, this one, and this one are counted in the 24 rows. So I have 18 and 18 left to count. So 18 plus 18 is 36. 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 36, 84. So I have 84 squares to fill with how many figures? 6. So 84 squares divide by 6. Can I share the 8 tens in 6 groups? Yes. I can put 1 into each group. 6 times 1 is 6. Subtract, I get 2 left. I can't share 2 tens, so I'll exchange the 2 tens for 20 ones. So now I have 24 ones to share. With 6 groups, I can put 4 into each group. So 14. There will be 14 of each design. All right, number 6. Starting in the first square of her quilt, Lou lined up her toy designs in this order. Okay. Plane, car, fire truck, helicopter, train, wagon. Using this pattern, which design will Lou place in the 15th square? Explain how you found your answer. Well, we could use letters, I think, for the planes, so we keep track of them. We could give them numbers. We could say the plane's 1, the car's 2, the fire truck's 3, the helicopter's 4, the crane is 5, and the wagon is 6. And just repeat the pattern. So the 15th square. So if you're using numbers for them, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it repeats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12 figures. And then it would repeat 1, 2, 3. So 3 would be in the 15th spot, which would be the fire truck. All right, if you used letters for that, like plane, car, fire truck, so it would be like P, C, F, H, C, W. So that would be 6, and then it would repeat P, C, F, H, C, W. So we'd be at 12, and then it would go P, C, F. So no matter how you do it, you're still going to get the fire truck as the 15th. Number 7, Missy uses 1 hexagonal, 2 rectangular, and 4 triangular pieces of fabric to make 1 bug design. If she uses 70 pieces in all to make a bug design, to make bug designs, how many of each shape does she use? All right, so in other words, this is going to repeat a pattern in a sense. So we have 1, 3, 7. We have 7 shapes in the pattern that are going to repeat. So she has 70 pieces. Divide by 7 pieces in the design. 7 from, I can put 1 in each, 110 in each group of the 7 circles, or 7 groups. I have no 10s left. I have to show how many groups I can put 0 in. It would be 0, so 10. So I'm going to have 10 pieces of each one. So I'm going to have 10 hexagonal, 20 rectangular, and 40 triangular pieces. So 10 times 1, 10 times 2, and 10 times 4. All right, number 8. Norris drew the pattern shown. Label the circles to show the colors in the 4th figure of the pattern. There's got to be a mistake in this pattern. That shouldn't have repeated itself. Because if that's there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's already 4 there. So if that's not repeating, then it's 1, 2, 3. This would be the 4th figure. Okay, so so we start with 1 blue, and then 2 yellows were under it. We have the 1 blue and the 2 yellows, and then we have 3 blue. So this has to be 1 blue, 2 yellow, 3 blue, and then it must be 4 yellow. Because I see over here there's 4 yellows. So it makes sense to go 1, 3, 5. Yellows, 2, 2, 2. Okay. So basically it's the top of the pattern remains the same, right? Blue's at the top, followed by the 2 yellow, followed by the 3 blue, then the 4 yellow. 4 yellows would be next. So it goes blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue. Okay. Label the circles to show the colors in the 4 figure. Okay, so we did that. And we crossed this out because that wouldn't make any sense in the pattern. I wouldn't be able to figure out a pattern if this is part of it. Also, the 4th figure is right there. If it was included, that would be the 4th figure, and so there's nothing to label. It would already be drawn. So I think that had to be a publisher's mistake, and they duplicated these 2 figures. Okay, so that's it for Chapter 10. Our next session will be doing the Chapter 10 review to practice for our test. So until then, May the numbers always be in your favor.